Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Tulsa Tempo podcast. We're coming to you from Blue Couch Studios, located right here on Studio Row, right across the street from the church studio. Our special guest today is Henry Zoellner. He just did his really awesome set for the church's Tunes at Noon, and he was kind enough to come over here and spend some time with us today. So welcome, Henry.
Thank you
for
so much
coming.
for having me. Really appreciate it.
So how was your set today? What did you think?
Oh, it was awesome. I've been looking forward to this moment for a long time now. I remember booking it, speaking to Ronnie last year, and it was in the spring, and I was just so excited. And everyone's just such great people there, so welcoming, and I love it. Yeah, it was so fun.
That's great. That's great. So tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been playing music? What kind of instruments do you play? I know you're multi-instrumental, so let's hear all about that.
So I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior in high school, and music has been just around me my whole life. Both my parents have been a big inspiration, just always surrounding me with music. My mom was actually in a rock band when she was my age, and my dad, he's just always been playing the good music, always turning it on in the car and all that. But I remember me and my dad were going to like some Chinese restaurant, and we got chopsticks after, and he turned on some song, and I just started like drumming on the headrest in the back seat, and he was like, "Wait, you're actually kind of good." And so I would just like bang around on random stuff, and like when he turned on music, I'd just like drum and stuff. And we talked about getting a drum set. And I mentioned wanting to start drumming, so he found like a garage drum set. Kind of just started all there, started drumming, and he was like, then a couple years later invested more money into an actual drum set. So that kind of got me into music. And then shortly after I learned the guitar, remember I started doing lessons, and I think I only did lessons for probably just like a couple weeks. Then after that, I just self-taught myself everything. Following that, I learned the piano, bass, synthesizer, almost everything. Because it's funny, I also learned the viola in high school. In middle school, I'd play the viola. And it's funny because obviously you have to read the music, but I cannot read music. And so I can only hear it. And if I hear it, then I can play it, but I can't read it. So it's really funny. So that's why I've self-taught myself everything, and done all that.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive. And you write a lot of your own songs too.
I do, yes. I remember the first song I wrote, it was obviously horrible. But I remember this, I was watching this documentary with my dad, and it was Ed Sheeran. He was saying songwriting is like a tap of water. Once you turn it on, it's gonna be dirty, but as it keep flowing, it's gonna come out clean and cleaner and clean. So I just kept writing. I remember I tried to write a song maybe every other week or so. And then I'd also have my notes app in my phone. I can scroll through just random lines of just random stuff that doesn't even make sense, that just came to my mind, that eventually I maybe put all together, or started writing one song and then it turned into something else. But I think it was about 2-3 years ago I wrote my first song, and then it was almost 2 years ago when I released my first song. So yeah.
How exciting. How exciting. So the first song that you did today was called Home.
One senior year and then it's all gone. Start to think about who we all become. Back to 6th grade when you had your first love. 1 week later turns out they weren't the one. Everyone's all grown up and all moved on. Forgot all the teachers who we thought were wrong. Left with nothing but a sense of the world. Found a missing puzzle piece with a special girl. When you're wandering down the road, you will never be alone. Well, some people say memories fade, but what about with this place? We'll never go away. I wish we could go back to the nights together under steady lights. This time went by real fast. It's all in the past. People come and go. This place will always be our home. Sooner start. You have to find your way out of the dark. I know a lot of things are gonna change. I know someday I'll see you again. I see you again. Some people say memories fade, but what about with this place won't never go away? I wish we could go back to the nights together under the city of lights. Time went by real fast. It's all in the past. People come and go. This place will always be our home. Some people say memories fade. What about when this place will never go away? I wish we could go back to the nights together under the city of lights. This time went by real fast. It's all in the past. People come and go. This place will always be our home. Thank you so much.
And that's an original song.
Yes, it is.
So tell me how did you write that? What was your
So
inspiration?
Home is about high school and just being at your later years and realizing like, oh crap, like I'm actually growing up, like this is it. And as people say, time goes by so fast when you're having fun, and that's what I'm kind of writing about. I remember sitting at graduation, and it just came to me like one senior year, the first line, one senior year, then it's almost gone. It truly goes by so fast, and it's like it just yesterday it felt like I was a sixth grader walking into the middle school, and now I'm halfway through my senior year, and it's just crazy. So that's what that song's kind of about.
Yeah. So do you play that for your friends and stuff at school? Are they aware of your
I do play for them.
outside world?
They probably just get annoyed because they hear me singing so much. But yeah, I'm always playing them my music and stuff, and it's one of their personal favorites too. They like that one.
That's great. Yeah, because it's kind of about your class.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh my God, he wrote a song about art school."
Yeah, they're never gonna forget that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then you did another original song called "Back to Now," that was really pretty.
Darling, it's been a long day, so let's just settle on down. We can find us some back row where we to get out of town. I got a few bucks in the glove compartment to get us some gasoline. But right now, all in this moment, it's you I need. And I can drive forever on this road with you, through all the rocks and puddles. We'll always make it through. Nothing's slowing us down. But when the moonlight starts shining down, we should probably turn back around. But I can't wait till we can come back to now. We turned up the radio when our song came on. All I'm really listening to is your voice, and I can drive forever on this road with you, through all the rocks and puddles. We'll always make it through, and nothing's slowing us down. When the moonlight starts shining down, we should probably turn back around, but I can't wait till we can come back to now. And we pulled into the driveway. You said 5 more minutes, but we told your mom you wouldn't be back late. But I guess it won't hurt, and I can drive forever on this road with you, through all the rocks and puddles. We'll always make it through, and nothing's slowing us down. When the moonlight starts shining down, we should probably turn back around, but I can't wait till we can come back to now. Thank you so much.
How did you come to write that? What was your inspiration behind that?
Back to now, I wrote that just a couple months ago. I didn't have too much inspiration. I remember just being in the car, and once again, it's like when I try to write a song and force it, nothing good comes out. But when I'm just doing something random, the best song always comes to my mind. So I remember just like driving, and this song is about driving in a car and wishing you could go back to that moment. So the song just kind of came to me. I think it was on a road trip, actually. That's where I got the song. So yeah, I just wrote it in a car on a road trip, and wishing I could go back to that moment. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So, and another song that really touched me that you did, and you actually recorded it at the church studio, was El Dorado.
Yeah.
Is it
El Dorado? Yeah.
El Dorado,
Arkansas.
yes. And it was beautiful. The lyrics were quite deep.
Walked in the room, teardrops in her eyes. We didn't see it coming. It was your time. You softly laying there, the flowers up above. It's hard to say goodbye to the ones that we love. Life goes by so fast. Before she passed, she said, I wanna be brought to El Dorado. When it comes my time, I wanna be buried in the meadow with my husband by my side. If your mama cries, just hold her tight. Tell her it'll be okay. Everything's alright when I come back here. It'll be my time. Sitting in the aisle, hit me in the chest, 'cause you'll always be someone I won't forget. I remember what you said, with your hand holding mine. You pointed to the picture, then you looked me in these eyes and you said, oh, you said to me, I wanna be brought to El Dorado. When it comes my time, I wanna be buried in the meadow with my husband by my side. If your mama cries, just hold her tight. if you come back to El Dorado to visit me sometime, just know that we're here. We will send you a sign of what you ever do and who you'll become. Just know one thing, we will always love you. Thank you so much.
What was that song about, and how was it to record such
man.
a song like that at the church?
So that song is about my great-grandmother who recently passed this past April. I remember going to her funeral, and once again just sitting there and just watching the service. The lyrics just came to me, and it's funny because I've never written like a sad song before. I've always just written love songs and all of that, and so it was really cool just writing my first kind of sad song that a lot of people can just like relate to, because everyone's lost someone in their life. And it released last night on Spotify, Apple Music, all of the streaming platforms, and it's gotten some good attention. But man, yeah, just recording at the church studio I felt like it was the right song to record there, because when I got the opportunity at the time, I didn't have that song. And so I kind of pushed off the recording to the side so I can just find the right song to record, because I wanted to make it special. And then when I wrote that, I was like, this is the one I want to record at the church. And just everyone there, just all the producers, they just made it come to life. And it was actually really cool. The fiddle on that song was recorded by my middle school orchestra teacher.
Really?
So it's so special. Yeah, it's just such a beautiful song. It means so much to me.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
And you didn't always like play this kind of music. When you started out, I was listening to you, and you were a little bit on the pop side.
Yeah. So when I guess starting out writing and recording, I was more in my friends say it the Shawn Mendes phase, because I was obsessed with him and like Ed Sheeran and all of that. So I'd try to write songs like them, and I would keep trying to like make my music like theirs and write songs like theirs. But then I just kind of stepped back and was like, let me write songs how I want to write them, and I want to see how I can find my sound. And then that's when it kind of transitions to this, like, you could say, country. And I feel like I found my sound, rather than trying to be like, oh, I'm going to write a song like Shawn Mendes. Oh, I'm going to write a song like whoever. And then like, oh, I'm going to write a song how I'm going to write my song. I'm going to make my own sound and create my own vision and all of that. So that's where the transition kind of came into play of the singer-songwriter country.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one of your poppy songs that I like is that 11:11 song. I'm all into that, numbers and
Thank you.
Crazy stuff like that. So I immediately pong. So how did you tell me about how that came to be? Because that's a little bit on the earlier stuff, but it's still very good, and the lyrics are very, very good.
Yeah. So that song, once again, I wrote that song trying to write like Post Malone. Actually, I remember Post Malone just dropped like this song Chemical, and I was like, oh, this song is so cool, I want to try to make a song like this. So you can tell there's like some resemblance between the two. And I mean, it's a great song, I love it, but then again, I was trying to be like other people and trying to sound like other people, rather than just once again sounding like myself, creating my own sound. Because I think that was the last song that was kind of more of poppy, and then I started transitioning to the more my sound, I guess you could say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, you were telling us a story earlier, and so now I would like you to tell it now about U2 and U2's drummer. So can you tell us that story? Because that's a good story.
So ever since I've been growing up, my dad has been just taking me to all these concerts all over. And I remember my first concert was at the BOK Center when I was 5, and I saw Muse.
Not a bad first show.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome, though. And I was big into U2. My dad has always been into U2. He's always, like, when he was like super young, he was going to their concerts. So I was always surrounded by U2. And I remember my dad, he was like, Henry, we need to have a family meeting. I was like, okay. And he sat me down and he was like, Henry, would you rather go to Disneyland or go see U2? And I was like, Dad, that's a hard one. And so I was like, I want to go see U2. And he was like, you know what? We're going to both. So that was the best surprise ever. Yeah, we went to go see U2. And as we went to kind of like the back of the arena where the buses go in and all of that, to see if we'd catch any of the band members, because normally they like walk in there and all that. And there's a big group of people, and we were towards the back. And then all of a sudden, Bono and his bodyguard just come walking out, and everyone starts cheering all of that. And then before that, I actually wrote a letter to Larry Mullen Jr., the drummer, because obviously I was big into drumming, and I just wanted to, I think I just said like, hey, you're just a big inspiration. I play drums too, or something like that. And it was funny because I was on my dad's shoulders, I think, and you just hear this 8-year-old in the background scream, Larry Mullen, or Bono, I have a letter for Larry Mullen. And everyone just like starts laughing, and Bono turns around, he looks at me, and I hand him the letter, and he was like, Brian's more reliable, so he gives it to his bodyguard. But it's so cool. It's such a special moment just to just see my influences and just like talk to them. It's awesome. And then later that night at the show, I'm guessing that he read the letter, but Larry hands me his drumsticks. So it was really awesome. A moment I'll definitely not forget. And then the following 2 years later, when we saw him again, the same thing happened. He handed me his drumsticks again, so 2 times in a row.
He remembered you.
Yeah, he did remember me somehow.
Oh my gosh.
He was like, "That's that kid who sent me a letter." So.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
where do you have the drumsticks? Did you have them framed and mounted?
Yeah. So I have them framed in my wall in our music studio. It's actually funny. We converted our garage into a music studio, so we just totally renovated it. So yeah, I just have a bunch of just pictures and frames of just stuff from concerts and all of that.
Great.
So yeah.
So what are some of your musical influences?
So right now, I'd say my biggest influence is probably Wyatt Flores. It's actually funny. I made a video kind of acting like him, and it blew up. It almost has like 1 million views on TikTok, and he actually commented on it. So it's kind of funny. I mean, he's just a big influence. The fact that he's from Oklahoma, he's from Stillwater, he went to OSU, where I might plan to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say him, and then like all the Oklahoma singer-songwriters, I mean, they're all just big influences, like Turnpike Troubadours,
Oh yeah.
all of them. But yeah.
That's great.
what
So where can we find you? Plug your socials and
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, all of that. Literally anywhere you can search my name, I'll probably be there somewhere.
Okay.
But just Henry's Own Music. Yeah.
Okay. And do you do any regular shows around town, or
Yeah, I mean,
we can see
I'm
you,
always
or
trying to.
just follow you online and we'll
Yeah,
be able to
you'll
catch
see
you?
you'll see all that stuff on there. But no, I've this past it was winter. I know that people always book stuff in advance, so I was like, my goal for this next year is to play lots of gigs and write lots of songs and all that. So I remember I sat down one day and I just called a bunch of places, and one of those places was the church studio, and they're like, yeah, sure. So I got booked there. I remember I got booked at the Riverwalk. I recently played there. But yeah, I remember just sitting down, having a list of places to call, email, and half said no, sorry, and the other half was like, yeah, we'd love to have you out. And
great.
I'm really happy that the church was one of those places that booked me and
That's great.
allowed me to play. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you
We
so
really
much, yeah.
Appreciate your time. We really enjoyed your set.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And I look forward to everything you're going to do. I have a feeling you're just like lightning in a bottle here. I think you're going to do
Thank you
very
so
well.
much.
So thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you all for tuning in to the Tulsa Tempo podcast from Blue Couch Studios, right across the street from the church studio. And Henry, thank you again for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate
It was really fun talking to you.